What's going on, guys? Amorim Ball is here for FM26. It's an absolute banker with every game hand played because it is featuring in my daily Josh rebuild at the moment, a brand new live series. So make sure you go on there after this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Whack the bell on. Today, we are going through an 100% played by hand Amorim system. It's a cook machine. Right then, so as mentioned, the test today is a bit unique because it is over a 4-part rebuild on my second channel, and every game is hand played. So this is what you see is what you get, really. And I can tell you something right off the bat. We are going to win a treble in this season. The season before, you can see that on the rebuild channel, we won the Champions League. We have really got this system all flowing, all guns blazing. We have got the job done. Now, as a tactic, first of all, let's talk stats. Again, every game hand played. 2.1 goals a game, nearly a 92% pass completion, over 17 shots, and a good amount of goals conceded in terms of under a goal a game. Now, this tactic, are there elements which later on down in the sort of game cycle we can improve? Of course we can. We can extract more goals as we learn more about the match engine, but for a system that is very unique, you know, different from a narrow free back to a wide free back, we have done an exceptional job, in my opinion, in actually conceding under a goal a game and scoring over double that with, you know, over 2 goals a game scored. And the league table also backs this up, right? I mean, we're really, really good at the back. We're the best defensive team in the league, only losing 3 games the entire 38-game season. We win 26 and pick up draws from 9. So if you want to get critical, obviously we could have tried to turn a few of those draws into wins. But at this part of this save, we were also fighting in other competitions. So there were games where I was playing a rotation side where potentially we probably lost a few games or drew a few games that we could have won. So what I'm trying to say is you guys can actually probably exceed what I have done with this tactic when you are playing yourselves. Now, we do go on to win a couple other trophies. The first one is going to be this FA Cup. We are going to go have a little look at that in a second. We do win the Super Cup 5-0 over Sporting, and obviously the league and this FA Cup we're going to go and look at. Now, we did win the Champions League last year, which you can go and look at my second channel on. We do actually showcase the whole final game as well, so make sure you go and give that a little gander because that was a seriously impressive moment in my opinion. But let's go and see what we've done in this FA Cup, see how the tactic actually plays. I actually kept Marcus Rashford because in this game the clause is not that realistic where he comes back to the club, and I kept him, and we are going to go 1-0 up with him in 38 seconds. And I will say, we were playing Coventry, which is a little bit interesting, but we scored in the first 38 seconds and scored basically in one of the last kicks of the game. So it was an easy final, a final which I will say we definitely deserved to win. They did not have a single shot. They had more possession, which is completely fine. That's a common pattern with Amorim's system at the moment in real life. You're not guaranteed possession, but we are finally starting to win games. And as you can see, they didn't even register a single shot on target. We can't really be, you're not really threatened, are you? And this is a game I was not going to show, but I will for all of the United fans, because if you've not seen it on Daily Josh, this is going to be an incredible watch for any United fans, because this is a game against, in my opinion, the hardest team to play in this year's match engine, Liverpool. And we're going to lead 2-0, make that 3-0 in 35 minutes. And this tactic had a good habit of this, because although it might not sound a lot, you know, sort of 2.1 goals per average, we had the occasional blowout, and it was usually against the top teams, sort of catching them off guard, getting early goals, and yeah, 4 goals in 56 minutes. We actually go on to win this game 5-0 with one last goal coming in the 94th minute. Rasmus Højlund goes through. Again, the match engine hasn't made these transfers go through. I couldn't sell them, hence why they're still here. And it was a really, really, really good game. They did have a lot of shots, but they simply didn't capitalise, and we win 5-0. So then over to the tactic breakdown. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and definitely go over and check out that Daily Josh channel. This is going to be your inspired Amorim FM26 tactic. Now, there are some elements that we can make more realistic when the actual game drops, but of course, I know my audience, you love to get results while playing as close to the manager as possible. But do not worry, this year we're having more of a meta version and a full realism version, which will be in the full realism rebuild on Daily Josh as well. Another reason to go and check it out. But as we break through this tactic, I firstly want to say it's an honour absolute honour to be doing this because I love the man, I love Amorim, I love United, and this is going to be a good video for me because I've loved it. I've loved making it, as I do all of my content. But that sort of nice message aside, let's get into why you're here, the actual tactics. So, number one, control possession. Number two, positive mentality is absolutely vital. In goal, we are going to use a ball-playing goalkeeper on the default out of possession and the default in possession. Nice and straightforward. We are then going to play not one, not two, but three ball-playing defenders. On the right-hand side, we are going to have him set to the default and also tackle harder. In the middle, we are going to match that with tackle harder and also set to the default, but optionally, now I didn't have this in as a guarantee because in this team, you can get away with it because all banter aside, we have got a top team on paper. You can have the one in the middle on dribble more to sort of push up into that space, which is going to be here. But that is completely your choice. Defensively, we were still absolutely sound, but if you're not playing as a top team, you can remove that with your own decision making. On the left-hand side, we are going to have defaulted and also tackle harder, so nice and simple. And when it comes to the wing-backs on the right-hand side, we are going to have tackle harder, dribble more, make more runs, take more risks, cross from the byline, and also standard. The left-back is going to be dribble more, make more runs, take more risks, byline, and also standard. And out of possession, we are going to opt for tackle harder. Now, this is where you can say the tactic could do with a little bit more realism because we should have potentially dropped this player deep, but the issue I was having was the goal output. It's not even really a high-scoring tactic anyway, so having this mixture of DM and AP in possession was absolutely essential, and out of possession, you can see we do switch it a little bit, which we are going to discuss in a second. But the DM on the right-hand side is going to come in on tackle harder alongside of the default when it comes to in possession. So nice and straightforward. Pretty much what it says on the tin. Now, I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these cool Patreon perks, it includes all 3 tactics today, all of my FM26 tactics. This week alone, we've put up 9 tactic files on the Patreon, 7 rebuild files. It's also where I'm going to put my set pieces, training, I offer tactical help, ad-free viewing, access to giveaways, and so much more. Make sure you become one of the 6,000 members. It's absolutely nuts to say that, and genuinely thank you so much because you guys are the reason why I'm able to carry on doing this, and it means the absolute world. But make sure you go and check it out. The link is going to be in the description below. Moving on, we are going to go up to the AP, who is going to come in purely on the default instructions and also tackle harder. Again, if you've watched any of my other tactic videos, you might not have done, this could be your first. This is going to be a very good thing to do this year, is actually go simplistic. Actually, don't overcomplicate things, and it works really, really well. Now, that might change when the actual full game drops, and there's updates being made all the time with sort of hot fixes at the moment. The system will change, the game will change, and I will keep up to date and remake this tactic if I need to do so. On the left-hand side, we are actually going to go over and use an inside forward. On sit narrow, take more risks, and also standard, with tackle harder being of choice when it comes to out of possession. And on the right-hand side, we are going to have him simply defaulted on the right, and then sit narrow, make more runs, shoot more often, take more risks, and also standard when it comes to the passing strategy. Nice and simple, with the last player being a centre forward, the goal threat of the team, being told to be defaulted, tackle harder, and trigger press set to more often. Now, out of possession, we are going in that famous narrow shape we can also operate in, featuring the same player role up front. The AM on the right is told to be defaulted, and then sit narrow, make more runs, shoot more, take more risks, and also standard. And on the left-hand side, we are going to have him set to sit narrow, make more runs, take more risks, and also tackle harder. So nice and simple. The wingbacks in the system are going to remain identical because it's essential they carry on what they're doing. It's the same instructions on all of the back line, apart from the fact they are now centre-backs, opposed to ball-playing centre-backs. And the DMs, good question. On the right-hand side, he is going to be told to do this. Let's go into the player roles. We are going to have him defaulted on the right, on tackle harder. And on the left, we are going to have him set to tackle harder and also defaulted. So again, simplicity, bit of sort of resilience is going to be my flavour for today's video. Team instructions then, let's go through the goodies. In possession, shorter, much higher. That is right, much higher. Less often, standard, wider, keep ball in play, be more expressive, balanced, short passing. Goalkeeper, we can go almost anywhere. Balanced, both flanks, pass into the space, standard, balanced, and also low crosses. Out of possession, mid-block, standard, much more, counter press, get stuck in, balanced, and yes. Now this we're going to talk about before I see a single comment. I'm going to comment on it myself. Yes, we can go more realistic, but this year, at the moment as it stands, playing a free back is tricky anyway, and this mid-block helped it be defensively solid an absolute ton. So we are going to revisit and do an 100% realism tactic, but for now, to be honest, if you're playing the beta, you're here for results, and that's simply put as that. My audience anyway, you've always been here for results, and I try and deliver where I can, but I am aware as I grow as a channel, people are also interested in full realism, and do not worry, we are going to do a realism tactic that might get a little bit worse results, but is 100% bang on, so do not worry. But of course, we are going to go over now and talk about the slightly more attacking version. So then, the attacking version, there isn't going to be too much of a change, to be honest. In fact, there is hardly any change because it was already so good. I'm going to be honest with you. So the actual in possession is going to remain the same. Out of possession, we are going to make the change to this right now. So we are going to have two pressing wing-backs on the left and the right-hand side, and the introduction of this role here, a pressing defensive midfield player. Now, with him, we have got him defaulted. More often is default, but a really good option, and also tackle harder. And both of these wing backs are told to obviously now more often tackle harder, and the same instructions that are going to be on the actual in possession variant. Now, the reason why we've kept it like this is because it done such a good job, and the attacking changes were actually done with the mentality going up to attacking. The team instructions we're going to go and talk about right now. So in possession, there's a couple of things. So obviously we're going to add on, for example, to be more expressive, encourage, you know, I'll run through it all with you in case you didn't copy it from the first version. Standard, much higher, less often, standard, wider. Play for set pieces, because in this system with a free back, having three centre backs in the box is nuts this year. You'll see that on the rebuild. Be more expressive, bypass, short, balanced, encourage, left, pass into the space, work ball into the box, low crosses, and balanced. The reason why this has gone on an attacking version is because we went attacking. Therefore, with also the addition of the higher line and the high press, we spent a lot more time in their half. We were being wasteful with shots, so I put this on to counteract it. Out of possession, high press, higher, much more, counter press, get stuck in, stop crosses, balanced, and also yes. And that will give you the attacking version. Now for the version that I whipped out for the UCL final to defend out the last 20 minutes, which we won in Season 2. So the backline and goalkeeper do remain the same. The wing backs are going to come in and also remain exactly the same, just to showcase that right away, but we are going to go with the two deep options. On the right hand side, a DM is going to come in on tackle harder and simply the default. On the left hand side, we are going to go with identical, so we actually start off a little bit more defensive when we have got the ball in possession. The sort of front line doesn't change for the entire video because it really couldn't. It would affect how the tactic actually played in the game, so we kept it nice and simple. We are now going to go over to the out possession, as we obviously keep this narrow shape with two AMs, and that really doesn't change across anything, does it? I mean, the AMs here are the same, the AMs here are the same. There is no need to change it, and to be honest, there was no need to change it from these DMs either. So the midfield, the centre backs remain the same. We do actually have now two holding wing backs who are going to have the same instructions as in possession, but just a different player role. And again, a lot of the changes was done in the team instructions. Positive mentality to make it very clear. In possession, shorter, standard, again, significantly different. Less often, standard, wider. Play for set pieces, balanced, bypass, short, balanced, I need a balance button, work ball into the box, that patient, methodical build-up, balanced and also low crosses. And then this, this might be a bit haram ball, but low block, standard, much more, counter press, get stuck in, stop crosses, balanced, and yes. And that will give you 3 variants of Amorim's Manchester United inspired, keyword, FM26 tactic. Now again, for the first time in this channel's history, we are now going to make every manager tactic twice. One full realism, purely for my realism fans that are happy to sacrifice a little bit of results for playing exactly like what you see, week in, week out. And then you're going to have these ones which are inspired as close to full realism while being able to dominate your saves. And you'll know the difference because one will have realism, the other one won't. So this one is to get results and play like Amorim to a certain degree. And then we are going to go back when the game's been out and everyone fully understands how to recreate stuff to a very high level. And we will be doing that with the full realism rebuild. Hopefully that makes sense. Any questions, leave a comment below, and hopefully you have enjoyed this Amorim recreation. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, whack a comment below, whack on the sub bell, and I'll catch you boys and girls in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your morning, daytime, evening, whenever you're watching, enjoy it.